Welcome to Walking the Path. We're here. We're here. We're here without fear and feeling mighty dear. So let's have some cheer and some beer. Okay, so I'm just a little queer. That's happy Thursday, happy day, happy life, happy journey. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Walking the Path. Welcome to the Instagram world. Thank you. Welcome to the Facebook Live world. Welcome to the YouTube world. Welcome to the world, the World Wide Web. www.righthererightnow.com. What do you all know? Today is Thursday, Walking the Path. We're on our third part of the Surrender series. Surrender. So let's talk a little about surrender. Actually, let's talk a little bit about rythmia. Let's remember why we're here. This wonderful Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Instagram Live. Well, the Instagram is on my channel, but it's all under the auspices of rythmia, right? This beautiful place, this beautiful retreat center. Hey, Colette. Hey, Brittany. Hey, everybody over here. What's up, Dee? Good to see you. Lolo, what's up? Matej, great to see you. Thank you all so much for joining. So here's the deal. Rythmia, really quickly, what's going on? Maria Julia, hello. Good to see you. Rythmia is this amazing transformative place where every week, amazing things are happening. People are coming back to a state of wholeness. They see some aspect of themselves that they didn't want to see, know, think, hear, or feel about themselves. Something that we all knew, but we've been suppressing. I don't want to feel that. I don't want to experience that. I shouldn't be this way. I don't want all that stuff we've been putting down. That's the stuff that's actually causing us the challenges in our lives. So we got to see that first, right? We see that. We see some aspect of who we've become based on what we're resisting, right? When we see that, we come back to a state of wholeness. We merge back with our soul, back to a state of wholeness, of perfection. And from that state of I'm whole, I'm worthy, I'm okay, we can then forgive others and heal our hearts. Those are the three intentions at Rythmia. If you come to Rythmia, it'll be about seeing who you become, merging with your soul, and healing your heart. Those are our group intentions. That's what happens every week. And when you do that, all your other intentions go away, because plant medicine done wrong will answer all the questions that you have coming here. Who's the right guy? What's the right job? Should I be living here? What's my purpose? All that, right? But plant medicine done right will eliminate the questions. Because from a place of wholeness, I know what's next for me. I know what resonates with me. I know what my purpose is. I don't need something from outside of me to tell me what my purpose is. I don't need someone outside of me to verify that I'm okay, that I'm worthy, because I am an eternally validated individual who knows my own perfection, my own wholeness, my own being complete within myself. I don't need that external validation. This is what happens when we are merged back together with our soul. That's what's happening at Rythmia. You want to call that number and ask the amazing people at the phone center about coming to Rythmia and if it's for you. Okay, cool. Hey, Lisa, what's up? All right, on to our topic of the day. The Surrender Series, Part 3, Trust. Okay, so surrender. Let's talk about surrender really quickly. Surrender has 5 components. But before we get into the 5 components of surrender, let's look at the concept of surrender, right? In one aspect, like in a certain context, surrender is retreating, like submitting to another's authority, right? That's not what we're talking about here. Spiritual surrender is different than that. Spiritual surrender is about giving way to something that's seeking to emerge in, through, and as us. There's always something seeking to emerge. Why? Because life is fundamentally expansive. Life is fundamentally for itself. Life is for more life. Life doesn't go against itself. Life doesn't contradict itself. Life is always expressing more life. Always. That's a biological fact. So, if that's the truth, then we know that in the spiritual realm too, life is always expressing more. It's an increasing good. It's not going against itself. So I can surrender to that which is seeking to emerge, that which is seeking to come forth. How do I do that, right? How do I surrender? Drop the rope, step off the hamster wheel. That's how you surrender. Sounds easy to say, but not so easy to do unless you have some tools. So in general, part of our healing process, part of the process of coming to full radical acceptance of self and everything that life has to offer, right? The way to do that is through surrender. I had a great quote I heard by Arthur Rubinstein. It says, there is no secret to success except perhaps full radical acceptance of life and everything that it has to offer. That's the secret to success, right? Full radical acceptance of life and everything that it has to offer. That's surrender. That is surrender. There are 5 components to surrender. The first component to surrender is faith, patience, trust, awareness, and meditation. The 5 key components. Now, we've talked about faith and what else did we talk about? I can't remember what the first one was. I know what they all are. I just can't remember what the first one we talked about. We talked about faith last week. Today, we're talking about trust. So trust. How can I activate the quality of trust in my process of surrendering? How can I do that? First, for me, I look to nature, right? I need some way to access these concepts and let them bypass my mind, because it's easy to say trust, right? But how can I trust? Well, for me, I look to nature. I look to nature and I see that every dark night has, oh my God, I'm looking at all these comments. I didn't even see them. All right, wait a minute. Before I get into that. Hi, Sherry. Woo, Patricia. What's up? David, good to see you. Oh my God, so great to see everybody over here. Pepe, Cindy, Driver, Lisa, beautiful. I'm sorry that I didn't get to say hi to you. But now, let me get back to the topic. Okay. So I look to nature and I can trust in the rhythms of life. I can trust in the rhythms of nature. Every dark night has a dawn. Every winter has a spring. Every winter has a spring. Never fails. Every storm has a sunny day. Things will not always be this way. I can trust that things are something seeking to emerge. It's not always this way. Things are changing. Don't get caught up in appearances. Things are not what they appear to be. So don't get caught up in appearances. I can trust that something is seeking to emerge. No matter what the appearances are, something good is seeking to emerge. How do I know that? How can I trust that? Love this example. Here's the best way to think about it for me to get into it. There's a concept of linear time, right? Time moves linearly. If I'm feeling chaotic right now, or feeling anxious or sad or lonely or tired or depressed or whatever it is, I'm feeling this right now, then somehow through time, I need to do some things to feel better, right? That's a linear notion of time. Vertical notion of time is that it's all happening now. There's just now. Because when we get to there, we find out that we're here. When we get to the future, it's the now, right? So all we got is now. So from a vertical notion, if something is seeking to emerge in spite of the appearances, how does that work? So imagine you're on the floor of a hurricane. You're on the ground floor during a hurricane. Crazy, right? Craziness. Not safe. The wind is blowing. The trees are bent. House roofs are coming off. There's no safety. There's no security. There's no order. There's no balance. There's no harmony. There's chaos and disorder, right? And now imagine that you're on a plane. You're in a plane and you're flying over the hurricane, and you see now the grid of the streets. You see the houses and the trees and the parks, and you can start to see some order, right? You can see some structure, some order, some things that are in regularity, right? Things are coming into view. And now imagine you're in the space station and you're looking at the Earth from the space station, and you see this beautiful marble floating in space, and it's turning slowly against this black velvet backdrop of diamond studded beauty, right? And you see the brown and the green and the blue and the white swirl of the hurricane. It's just turning so slowly, and the Earth is turning in the quiet of space. What do you see there? You see peace and harmony and balance and order. So chaos, order and structure, peace and harmony are all happening at the same time. They're all happening at the same time. That's how I can trust that something is seeking to emerge, no matter what the appearances are. And typically, what's seeking to emerge is the exact opposite of what's going on right now, because chaos is always a precursor to order. Discord is always a precursor to harmony. Sadness is always the precursor to joy. The dark night is always the precursor to the dawn. The winter is always the precursor to the spring. We can see in the rhythms of life. We can see in the rhythms of nature. I don't have to just trust the guy, John Jacob, on the Facebook or on the Instagram. I can look for myself and see in the patterns of life, there's something for me to trust. Things are not what they appear to be. Things will change. And it's always for the better. That's the thing we have to remember. Even if it doesn't appear to be, things aren't what they appear to be. What you think is bad could actually be good. You'd never know. Here's an example. I had a car here in Costa Rica. I left the country. Before I left the country to go back to the States, I went and got my car fixed. I had the engine head replaced. And the mechanic didn't fix it correctly. And I was driving back. The day before I left, I was driving back from the mechanics and the car overheated. So I called the guy, I said, didn't fix it right. I'm leaving town. When I get back, I'll bring the car. So I leave the car parked in front of my house. I go away for like a month. A friend of mine was watching the house. She came out. The car was gone one day. The car was gone. So looks like it's bad. Car got fixed. Mechanic didn't fix it right. Bad. I leave the car. It gets stolen. Bad, right? Bad. Right? I'm in another country, can't do anything about it. Bad. My friend comes to Rythmia. The two beautiful, my friends, Tatiana and Ariana, the twins that work at the front desk. If you've been to Rythmia, you know the twins. They post a picture of my car on their Facebook account and said, hey, if anybody sees the car, it was stolen, right? Well, of course, the thieves stole the car and it overheated because it wasn't fixed, right? So they had to abandon the car like 30 miles down the road. But of course, I wouldn't know where it was, but my friends posted on Facebook. Somebody happened to be driving by and went, oh, that's the car that I saw on my friend's Facebook account. We found the car before the police did. Okay, what you think is bad is good. Mechanic didn't fix the car, bad. Car got stolen, bad. Thank God the mechanic didn't fix the car because the car was found because he didn't fix it. If they would have fixed it, I would have never had the car. Things aren't what they appear to be. What you think is bad is actually good. Don't get caught up in appearances. Things are always changing. Something good is always seeking to emerge. If we have but eyes to hear and eyes to see and ears to hear. Behold, I shall do a new thing. I'll make a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert, said the Lord of hosts. If ye have but eyes to see and ears to hear, shall ye not see it? We have to accept. We have to accept. So, oh, wait, oops, how did that happen? I don't know how that happened. That was interesting. I got kind of caught up there. All right. So thanks, Pepe. I appreciate it, brother. Dominic, welcome. So, okay. So trust. How can I trust? I have to trust. I can trust in the rhythms of life. I can trust in the rhythms of nature that something greater is seeking to emerge, no matter what the appearances are. This aspect, and now this is a deeper trust, right? This is a fundamental trust, and we must work with ourselves and with our mind. We have to work with our mind so that we can begin to create a consciousness of trust, right? Little by little, right? So we begin with this surrender piece by saying, I need, that trust is a key component of surrender. And the idea that life is for me and not against me is a key component of trust. We talked earlier about how life is always for itself. It's never contradicting itself. It never goes against itself. So there's a fundamental, I have to fundamentally believe with all my heart and all my soul that this is true. Not only that it's true, we have to believe that it's possible. That's actually in the Bible when it says you have to have the faith of a mustard seed. They're talking about just a little bit of faith. We have to believe that it's possible for us to live the life that we love. We have to believe that it's possible for us to live in health. We have to believe that it's possible for us to live in abundance and prosperity, in creativity, in excellence, in joy, in beauty, in harmony, in balance, in order, in peace. We have to believe it's possible. If we don't believe it's possible, it ain't possible, right? Harriet Tubman said, and if you don't know who Harriet Tubman is, you need to find out. She was a woman who was enslaved in the United States during the period of slavery. And she went back, she escaped and went back into slave territory to pull more people out of slavery. She said, I could have saved so many more people. Is that Quanta Beasley? What's up, Quanta? Woo! All right. She said, I could have saved so many more people. I could have saved so many more people if they only believed it was possible. But most of the people didn't believe it was possible. So we've got to believe with all our heart and all our soul that it's possible for our healing. It's possible for us to live the life that we love better than we could imagine. That it's possible for us to live a life of full self-expression, of expressing our gifts and talents and being a beneficial presence on the planet, where that when we show up, love shows up. When we show up, compassion shows up. When we show up, joy shows up. When we show up, healing shows up. When you bring that atmosphere with you, when you show up, you're the beneficial presence wherever you go. You got to believe it's possible. You got to believe that that it's possible. That's trust. Belief. You have to believe with all your heart and all your soul that it's possible. This is the key, right? We have to have this fundamental core belief. We don't have to just believe just because. We can believe because we can look at the rhythms of life. We can look to nature. Nature is our teacher. Nature is our teacher. And so we can look around us to guide us. We don't have to just believe it. Look to nature and see all that is unfolding. We can remember our concept of vertical time, that things aren't what they appear to be, that no matter what the appearances are, I can trust that something greater is seeking to emerge, usually the exact opposite of what I'm experiencing right now. Pepe is asking, is trust related to faith? Yeah, trust and faith are a little different. Great question, Pepe. Faith is the evidence of things not seen. The evidence of things not seen. Let's talk about that. It's a great question, brother. All right. So the evidence of things not seen. A tree is the evidence of something unseen. A tree is the evidence of something unseen. Why? Because the tree was a seed, and in that seed, there was a blueprint. Everything that tree needed for its fullest expression was in that seed, unseen. It moved from the unseen to a full expression. That's the nature of life. That's the nature of manifestation, from the invisible to the visible, from the formless to the formed. It's excuse me, it's biblical, as a matter of fact. Go to Genesis. In the beginning, there was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word became flesh. Let's rewrite that a little bit for our metaphysical mind, because I'm more of a metaphysician than a dogmatic religious person, right? So in the beginning, there was the Word. Let's translate that. In the beginning, there was, what's a word? It's a thought. What's a thought? A mental unit of energy. We are mental, chemical, electrical reactions going on in our brain and in our body, right? So chemical, electrical reactions. A thought is a vibration and a frequency. It's a chemical, electrical reaction. So in the beginning, there was the Word. In the beginning, there was a chemical, electrical reaction. In the beginning, there was a thought. In the beginning, there was an idea. In the beginning, there was a vibration. The beginning, there was a vibration. And that vibration was with God. That vibration was in the unified field. Let's call it that. The vibration was in the unified field. And what is the unified field in quantum physics? That's the field of infinite possibility, infinite potential. It's vibrating so high, it doesn't even look like it's moving, it's vibrating so fast. That's the unified field, right? So So in the beginning, there was the Word, and the Word was with God. In the beginning, there was a vibration, and the vibration was in the unified field. The vibration was in the field of infinite potential and infinite possibility. And the Word became flesh. And that vibration, that idea, started to lower its vibration until it came to E equals MC squared. Energy equals matter. So the energy was vibrating until it got to a place where it became matter. And if you speed that energy up, it becomes energy. Matter, if you speed matter up, it becomes energy. If you slow energy down, it becomes matter. That's the E and the M on either side of an equal sign, right? So faith is the belief, is a belief in things unseen. Again, we can still look to nature to wrap our finite minds around it. I can look to nature to say, if faith is the evidence of things unseen, and I can see from a seed to a tree, from the acorn to the tree, from the caterpillar to the butterfly, things are transforming, right? I just lost my train of thought. Come on, spirit. Come on. I'm listening. All right. Okay. So things are transforming. And so I know that this process, from the invisible to the visible, from the formless to the form. So I know that faith is the belief that things move from the unseen to the seen, that things will appear in my life. I have faith. That an idea becomes a thing. And there is a spiritual principle around that. It's called the law of manifestation, the law of attraction. It's called the observer effect, that what we think about, we bring about. That's it in a nutshell. What we think about, we bring about. So faith is the substance of things unseen. Trust is the quality of releasing. Trust is the quality of releasing any need to control, because I know it's already unfolding. It's already happening. I need not struggle. I need not strive. Faith is the belief that that's going to happen from the invisible to the visible. I can't see it now, but it will emerge. I know it will. And so trust and faith are components of surrender. I've got to have faith in the unseen. I need to trust in the process. Faith in the unseen, trust in the process. Pepe, great question. I hope that answered your question. All right. There's a song that we used to sing at Agape called It Is Done. And the lyrics were, trust in the power that made all the mountains, that made all the oceans, that made all the sea. Behold, I know it is done. That was the lyrics. Trust in the power that made all the oceans, that made all the rivers, that made all the sea. Behold, I know it is done. That's it. Like I can trust in the power that's spinning the earth right now without human compulsion. I can trust in the power that's in the mitochondria of my cells, that's reproducing energy and life right now, that's converting carbohydrates or fat into energy and animated power and consciousness. I can trust in that. That's the power that made all the oceans, that made all the rivers, that made all the sea, that made you and me. That's trust. Okay, I'm feeling complete. And I'm grateful. I'm feeling complete and grateful. How about that? That's our Facebook Live for today. I'm so thankful and grateful that you joined us. I'm so grateful and thankful to talk about trust and faith and surrender. We'll be working more and more on our surrendering. We just give it all up. We give it all up. I'm dropping the rope. I'm not fighting anymore. I'm not struggling anymore. I'm letting it go. I'm stepping off the hamster wheel. Right now. I'm just stepping off. Whoosh. I'm off the hamster wheel. All right. Okay. Hey. Woohoo. The couch is bouncy and I'm happy and I'm grateful. Wishing you all a beautiful day. Many blessings, much peace. I'm knowing that there's something in you already that is seeking to surrender to the next iteration of your greatest expression, the greatest expression of your gifts and talents that only you can share. They're only yours. No one else has them. No one else has your experience. No one else is you. The expression of who you are and your gifts and talents. That's what's seeking to emerge. Let's trust in the expression of that, from the formless to the form, from the invisible to the visible. It's happening in, through, and as you right now. And so it is. Amen. Ashe. Aho. Hallelujah. And so it be. Now so be it. All right, everybody. Cheers. Much love.